What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the penultimate episode of Horimiya. This one's titled Hitherto and Forevermore. Alright, so, we're getting close to the end of this series. Unfortunately, the show will wrap up next week, which is bad in itself, but because it's the Sunday show slots, it makes my schedule for next week a bit tough. So, Spring 2021 season's wrapping up. Or it will be starting very, very soon. In fact, it starts on Monday for me. So, yeah, look forward to the start of the season already. But Sundays are a very, 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 very busy day. It's a 9-show day on just the shows I plan to watch, not including any shows that have carried over. Thankfully, no shows are carried over in the Sunday slot, so I don't have to worry about that. Except, some of the shows are starting on the 4th. Which is the last episode of this, and of Skate, and of Cells at Work Code Black. So I already have 4 shows on that day, and I have all the new spring shows. So I might have to rearrange certain shows just to make sure that I can actually get all of them going. I think Horimiya and Escape will stay in their spot. I might have to rearrange Cells at Work Code Black, just to fit around it. I can probably push them, like, a little earlier, maybe 2 days earlier. I can probably do them on the Friday slots. Maybe, well, no, I don't think I can. I think I can maybe get away with Friday slot. We'll see. But, yeah, that kind of put a spanner in those works. But hopefully Horimiya should not be affected. We should get this one out next week for the finale as well. So, we'll see. But yeah, last time we learnt more about Ira and his sister. And how, how they get along, and how it, like, they have a very interesting dynamic of, they genuinely do care for each other, and the brother definitely cares about the sister, but it's not like something that is, there's like a distance between them, but it's not, it looks like a distance from the outside, and it looks like they may not get along too well, but it's because they get along so well that they have this kind of attitude, if you know what I mean. Like, I equate it to the way I interact with my dad. It's like, we don't really do much together, really, and we don't really talk a lot, but when we do, it's like, and we swear at each other a lot, but that's just because we are that close, you know? It's just, different people have different ways of dealing with relationships, especially amongst family, so, the teacher that discouraged the sister was an absolute dick. Like, he could have phrased that a bit better, he gets Hori to help her out with some studying and stuff. And it was just a nice episode to deal with a character we haven't really expanded upon at all this season, up until now, like Ira. Like, we've had like a couple of odd mentions of his character here and there, but this was the first episode we actually got to see him as a character, which is nice, because what this show has done has developed Hori and Miyamura enough, obviously, because the show's about them, primarily, but it's also given a lot of attention to the other cast. It's very much an ensemble-type cast, and I quite like that. Apparently, that's not as much... Apparently, this adaptation is focusing more on the side characters than what the actual manga did. Apparently, the manga was, like, a lot more focused on Hori and Miyamura and their, like, slice-of-life moments and their bonding moments that we kind of... I've said it before, it feels like we are going through a lot of content very quickly, especially considering the time frame. We went from, hey, I think I like you, to, hey, we fucking, in, like, an episode. So, I mean, not to say that some relationships don't end up like that, but, you know, it's, it does feel like we're going through a lot of content very, very quickly, and that's been the whole theme of the show, has been its pace, but that's kind of what separated it from a lot of other romance shows, and I think why people have gravitated so much to this, because it's relatable, it's somewhat realistic, like, obviously not overly, but it's still realistic enough that people can relate to, especially certain characters, and it's focusing on other characters, so you don't just have to love the main pair, you can look at your other pairs. I'm still Team Sakura, even though I know it's never going to happen, but, you know, I like her character a lot, and overall, it's been... yeah, it's just been a great season for that, because it is so different from the typical Japanese romance story, and for me personally, that's why I rate this so highly, because it is different from the standard romance story, where it's just about, do I like her, does she like me, for the entire season, and then maybe we will get a confession at the end if we're lucky. And then the actual relationship itself is never shown. And it's just like, okay, we've overdone that at this point. That's why shows like Horimiya, shows like Oromonogatari, shows kind of like Tonikawa, although that kind of still fell into the tropes a little bit. That's why I gravitate towards those romance shows primarily over certain other ones. So, as much as I love Adachi Shimamura, is also guilty of that. So, yeah. But Hitherto and Forevermore, not quite sure where that's going. I guess no idea. I didn't even know how to say the word hitherto until last week. I'd just never seen that word before. But, yeah. I guess it's just a case of... Well, I don't know if they're going to continue on the era sibling stuff this episode or what, but... Hitherto and Forevermore makes me think... What does it make me think? It makes me think that it's like almost like a commitment, almost like a promise kind of deal, like promise to love you forevermore, right? Forevermore. Like that's kind of what it makes me think, but I don't quite know where they're gonna work that in. But they usually work this in very, very well. Like until the snow melts, talking about Yuki. It may seem like hate to describe the relationship between the sisters. Hitherto and Forevermore, I don't know who it's going to be referring to. Maybe our main couple. I guess we'll see. But yeah, gonna load the episode up here as per usual, since that's what we do. So as per usual, these are time-based format actions here on YouTube. If you want to see full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-picture actions I do on the channel, which is everything from this season and future seasons. Some backdated shows, Patreon request shows, such as Symphogear, which will be coming up Monday. Doubleheader on Monday as well. We also have movie reactions on there, such as Wolf Children, which will be coming up on Tuesday, so look forward to that. Yeah, but here on YouTube we have to do time-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then I'll play you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. I'm watching this one on Funimation since they licensed it this season. We have the Aniplex logo, then the Funimation logo to start, so about 12 seconds of logos, give or take. You can use screen flash on my face or the mic 2 turbo when the scenes are transitioning. That should help you sync up. Pay attention to this part of my headset, it's quite reflective and should do quite well for that. So, with all that said, let's get into the penultimate episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Aniplex. Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. Ah, okay. So excited. You a rich boy? Okay. There you are, Dad. Wow. Wow. Hmm. Oh boy. uh, so dumb. OP time. I still wonder if those are like passports or what they are. Alright. Oh boy. Yep. Hmm. What do you mean? Yeah, it probably looked like it. Hmm. Right. Right. Hmm. uh, these three. Hmm. Uh, we're gonna meet someone. Someone's here that he doesn't want to be seen. Quite possibly a sibling. I don't think he has a sibling, does he? All the misunderstandings. God. I mean, your actions are incredibly suspicious. To be fair, like hurry to a room, lock the door, take off your ties. Like, yeah, that looks kind of suspicious. These two. Oh boy, here we go. Who is it? Oh, no. Who is it? Oh boy. Oh boy. That look, she's just like, yeah, yeah. I don't know why he's so embarrassed by her though. Oh, she's just interesting. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. uh, okay. Uh huh. Implying he might if. Yeah. uh, these two. Hmm. Of course it is. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh boy. What was this about? Oh. What's up with this? Her room? Oh. Oh. That will do it. That will do it. That's okay. No. Just ignore it. Uh. Oh shit. We are getting okay. Hmm. Something you never really understand until you're there. Spacing out. Of course. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you got the contacts, okay. Hmm. Just a bit. Ah, okay. Jesus Christ. Going in on her. Wonder if those two will become a pair in the future or not. I wonder. These two. Well, okay. Uh, right. Hmm. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Suddenly the moon is brightened. Very much so. Oh, it's been an hour. uh, yeah, what was. Uh, hmm. Right about graduation. Not that long. Hmm. Okay. Jesus, that's... Might have skipped a step there, but sure. uh, hmm. Very on brand for these two. Hmm. Okay. Didn't expect that to be what they went for. I mean, sure. That's some incredible confidence, though. That's some incredible confidence to want to get married that early. Final episode title: I would gift you the sky. Oh, after credits. Very. I thought the episode went quickly. We have quite extended after credits here. New Year's, okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. 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 Okay, nice little after credits there to get the New Year's Shrine visit in. I give you the sky, huh? Not quite sure what they're gonna go with that final episode. That was good. That was a very nice episode. Poor Sengoku. I admit having all the bugs and stuff like that would be challenging in its own right as well, I suppose. I mean, other things maybe it wouldn't be so bad, but bugs, I can understand where Sengoku's coming from in that one. But yeah, that was a good episode. Very, very good episode. It's a good point, though, actually, the point of graduation, because it's not something you really think of. Like, you actually do, and you see this with, like, here in the UK, with, like, primary school kids. Primary school, you go up to year 6. Back when I was in there, it was, like, you went up to year 5, and then year 6 went to middle school. But year 6 is now set at primary school, I believe, because our primary school had a new, like, year 6 building put up next to the playground, because they didn't have any space to put year 6 afterwards. It was reception year 1, year 2 and year 3, then year 4 and year 5, and you had to split different classes. We're only a small little primary school of like maybe 100 kids at most. Even then, that might be a bit too much, actually. Yeah, our class was only ever like 15 to 20, and that was for the entirety of like year 4 and year 5 mostly. So yeah, very small primary school. But you would often see that with the kids that were leaving and going into middle school, because especially for some of them, since they would be going to different middle schools, I was lucky in that. Well, I don't actually remember many of the people from primary into middle school. Actually, no, I kind of do, kind of don't. But that transition phase is kind of difficult to ascertain for a kid, really, because it's like this status quo that you've been in at that point for 6 years, maybe even 7 years now, with the year 6 is being kept in because you have reception and on. Maybe even if you have if you go to like nursery or whatever beforehand, you can go like 2 years before you even start school there. So you could spend like 8 years with this same group of people in this same building for so long. It's weird to transition from that because you don't quite know what it's going to be like, and making new friends at school, especially if you're going to a bigger environment, which we did because we went from a small primary school into a fairly decently sized middle school, and since we combined with the college, it became like this one huge building to us, which was kind of weird, especially during exam season. It was like weird to have like a whole new building, a whole new like groups, like everyone pushed together, like year 7 all the way through to year like 13 or 14 or whatever. Yeah, year 13, because that's the end of 6th form, all pushed together into this one building and all interact with each other. It's just kind of weird to have. And when you finish school, a lot of your social groups just start to break down because it's like you don't see them every day. You don't have a reason to see them every day 8 till 4 or whenever it is that you're staying till school till. And it's just kind of like, how do you maintain those friendships when you don't have an excuse to see each other? And that's something that I'm glad they kind of mentioned in this. They didn't really touch on it too heavily in the anime. Maybe they touched on it a bit more in the actual manga itself, but it's just an interesting thing to think about, because if I think back to my school days, like, how long ago was that? Like 6, 7 years ago now? 7, approaching, we'll be approaching 8 by the end of it. Oh, God. It's rough to think about. Thinking back on that time, it's like, how many people that I still remember, I still know of, but I just don't interact with anymore. Like, I can remember a lot of my class. I can remember a lot of the other classes, because we had, if we had, say, a maths lesson, they were split by your overall performance in maths. So you would have the top class, the middle class, and a lower class. So you were of roughly equal ability. So whilst I was in a class with, say, 20 odd people, not all 20 of our class, which was just based on, I don't know what, I think it was just random. I don't know if there's any reasoning behind what our class was. But when you went into a specific subject class, certain people would stay in the top, certain people would go to the middle, certain to the bottom. It was very split and fragmented. I was in top class on basically everything. I don't know if I was in middle class on. I don't think religion had. I think religion was one of the few classes that was like based on your actual group, or it might have just copied from another lesson. I don't think it was split as much, but yeah, top class is basically everything. So you would interact with people from different classes, and then you'd have certain times where you'd interact with people from lower or higher years, and it was just like I can remember so many of these people. Like if I saw them in front of me, I'd be like, "Oh, I know you." Some names I'd forget because I'm terrible with names just in general, as you've noticed from anime. But I recognize so many people from school, but I just don't interact with any of them anymore because we just haven't had the reason to interact anymore. And it's just strange how that breaks down. And I was lucky and unlucky at the same time to not have a relationship as I graduated. My relationships were over by that point, and I didn't start another one until I was outside of school. So I didn't have a relationship to keep up during that transition. I've had relationships to keep up during, like, holidays and stuff, which I don't think is... It's a similar feeling, but there's always the expectation of knowing, oh, in 6 weeks I'm going to see you in school again anyway, so it's like, we can do some things over summer. And it's like, expected to do some things over summer, because we've got time off to actually go do things. It's not like, just come over after school for, like, a couple of hours and then go home. It was also like, okay, we can actually go out and do certain things in the summer. Like, we can go to the beach, go have a party. I don't think I ever went to the beach with a girlfriend, though. No, English beaches, no, that was never a good opportunity, and I'm not a big beach person anyway. I was never body confident enough to actually go to the beach at all. If I did, I'd be dressed as I am now. Even if it was excruciatingly hot, I'd still wear the exact same things. So, yeah, I was never a beach person. But yeah, it's just the interesting aspects that it just made me think of, and I kind of wish there was a little bit more time spent on it. Like, maybe that was left over and transitioned into the final episode here. I wouldn't have minded if we did go a bit slower on that, but the show's just been going through content like no one's business, so it works, but just something I would have liked a bit more time spent on the thinking behind it, because it is quite an important transition in your life. At least I think it was anyway. So anyway, that's going to do it for you guys. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one and you enjoyed my ramble about my life, which was completely unnecessary, but I thought I'd say it anyway just because it just made me think it and I just went off on one. Leave a like if you enjoyed the episode, as well as your comments, what you thought, if you're looking forward to the finale and what you think it might end up being. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's finale, as well as the rest of the Winter 2021 line that's wrapping up on the channel, and the beginning of Spring 2021, which starts on Monday with Moriarty the Patriot Part 2. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.